In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Now, typically I'm a doer type of guy, show how you do things, but today I'm going to be talking to you about this topic. Now, this topic actually has been bugging me for a while. The topic we are going to be talking about are sponsorships through social media. And I know a lot of you get that as well. I'm not here to brag about sponsorship and me being sponsored. I actually don't get a lot of contact from companies. In this case, one of the companies that reached out to me and asked for a partnership with them, and their terms just wasn't cutting it for me. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you, talk to you through what the details were and why I said no. Now, I'm not going to tell you, obviously, who the company is. I have no ill will about them. I wish them luck. It just was not for me. And the value of it was $50. That's what I was getting. In exchange for this $50 value, they requested a lot of things from me. All right, so one of the first things I had an issue with was they actually wrote prompts for me to read off. Now, I'm not exactly sure if they wanted me to read it verbatim or if they wanted me to basically say what they wrote, but they literally wrote prompts for me to say. In other words, it's going to be a biased review. I personally do not like to be bought out by a company with my reviews. I want an honest opinion, and if I am biased, then that means I'm cheating you, the viewer. So that was a big red flag for me, and that was one of the main reasons I said no. So another request that they had was to do both reels and long format videos, which I have no problems with. They are very specific on what they want. They specified reels being 30 seconds. They listed platforms where they wanted you to publish, and they wanted me to maintain a positive message. To me, again, that's being biased. I'm more of a neutral person. If it's not a good product, I'm gonna say it. I mean, and it's just gonna come out the way it comes out. I'm not gonna force it to be positive or negative. I'm just gonna say it how it is. But for them to tell you how to deliver a message, it was a little too much for me. It was a little over the top. It started feeling like another job. And because I have a full-time job already, I didn't want this job. They also had some points they wanted me to point out. That is great. I agree with that. One of the points was also that they have excellent technical support. How do I know that? I don't know that. So for them to tell me to say that, I wasn't feeling it. So towards the end, as this person and I were talking back and forth, again, they're very nice, and I wish them well. But for them to actually have me sign a contract, a social media contract, that's a little too much for me. I've worked with other companies before, and they're super laid back, and they give you the product, and they just tell you, have at it. There's no deadline. Do it the way you choose, because they see your content, whether it be on YouTube or Instagram, and they like how you do things. So in a sense, in a way, they know what you're capable of, your quality, the way you deliver things. So you should not need to go through all the legalities of this. And actually, it was a legal contract. There are actual clauses that, again, I felt it was a little too much, and I have no trouble with commitments. I commit all the time for certain things that I feel is important to me. To me, for a $50 value item, it just was not adding up to me. Per the contract, the videos and reels that you make are their property. It's actually not yours. It's actually not, it doesn't fall under you and your username. Sure, you're posting it, but per the contract, the reel belongs to the company. So I'm going to blur this out so you don't see it, but I'm going to read to you a couple lines that were a little too much for me. Whereas the parties are willing to enter an agreement whereby the influencer will promote the advertiser's products and services as described. So again, they're wanting you to do what they want, their agenda. They actually have my name, my address, all listed, an agreement between me, my party, and their party. So things were getting serious here. They even list all my social media accounts by name. The duration of the contract is a period of 1 month, and after that, they will judge you on your content quality and I guess your delivery, and at their discretion, which it's their company, at their discretion whether or not they want to extend me further. Now, with this last piece right here under non-execution, so like if you didn't carry through with a contractual agreement, this is what would happen in the event that you don't execute what you agree to. You would pay a fine of $2,000. Now, help me make that make sense. Get an item or a good for a $50 value good. If you don't come through with the agreement, you pay $2,000. That doesn't make sense to me. So to me, it was just not worth it. I hate to say this, but if this item or this good was, let's say, in the thousands, sure, I could see the $2,000 being worth it. But for a $50 item, if I wanted it, I would just pay it out of pocket. And I do not have to deal with deadlines, do not have to deal with what to say, do not deal with a contract or the breach of a contract. Being it is the holidays right now, things are hectic. I'm sure your life is hectic right now too. I did not feel like I needed to have another deadline on my shoulders with kids and a wife and a full-time job. It was just not worth it to me, the extra stress and the mental. So that made my decision so much easier. And sponsorships, companies, if you're watching this, if this is your type, I am not interested at all. Again, a couple companies I've worked with before, no questions asked. They just send you the good, the item, and you're free to do whatever. And when you do that, you just feel the respect, the mutual respect between the two parties. And for sure, I'm definitely going to pump something out. And for sure, I'm going to say something good about them because they trusted me. They have reviewed my social media accounts and they trust what I do. And so, and if you don't, you don't. Find somebody else. There are plenty of other creators out there. You know, a lot of us adventurers, I don't like to call myself an overlander, but adventurers seek to break apart from the 8 to 5, from the grind. And honestly, I am tired of that too. But to be a social media slave to a sponsorship that has all these strict criteria and requirements, that goes against what I believe in. And for most of you, I'm sure you think the same as well. So in summary, bottom line is, don't be a slave to social media. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. If it does not sound right, don't do it. For your mental health, if you're already struggling don't take on more pressure, such as deadlines. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your family. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It is a different kind of format. Again, something I typically do not like doing, spewing out. Thank you for watching, and if you're still watching, thank you. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate it very much. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.